Good evening and welcome to the press conference of Coco Gauff. Please use the raise your hand function when you would like to ask a question. We kindly ask everyone to state their organization at the beginning, and we will start with questions about the match, please. And we will begin with Liz Clark.
Hi, Coco.
Hi.
It's Liz. Hi, Liz Clark from the Washington Post. Warm congratulations.
Thank you.
You are, I think, from our perspective, progressing so very, very rapidly. I mean, these last months with each match or each tournament for sure. Is that something you're conscious of? Or in other words, are you on track of a progression you might have expected, or are you way ahead?
I mean, for me, I don't know. I feel like I'm always on time because that's just my life and in my moment. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can get a better answer from my dad because he's the one who kind of laid out, I guess, my plan for my career. But for me, I guess on track because I mean, this is the only way I know.
Super. Thank you.
Chris Cleary.
Hi, Coco. Chris Clary, New York
Hello.
Times. How are you?
Good, and you?
Good. I wanted just to ask a bit about doubles because you played both, today, and they both went well. How different is the mindset when you have a day like that, when you go from one to the other? What are the challenges of that? How does it help your game? Those are my main questions.
To be honest, I didn't realize I was playing doubles today until right before my singles match. I saw myself on the schedule. Normally I check the schedule to make sure I don't have anything, but I don't know, I've just forgotten. Normally in the Grand Slams they do 1-1, but I forgot about the rain day, so they were a little bit behind, so we caught up today. But yeah, honestly the mindset going into singles is the same, and same for doubles. I don't really change much, I guess, mentally going in when I know I have to play both matches, because I just focus on the match in front of me, and then I worry about doubles later.
And how does doubles help your singles?
It helps me a lot get those extra reps in. For me, I think when I play doubles, I start to return better in singles. I feel like on doubles it's more pressure to return, just because there's another person at the net and you don't want them to peg your partner. So I think it helps with me in singles because it's definitely less pressure to return in singles than doubles.
Thanks.
Chris.
Hey Coco, it's Chris Otto with Tennis Now. Congrats on a great day.
Thank you.
Your serving stats in singles look excellent in terms of unreturnable firsts, unreturnable seconds, aces, serve speed. I want to know, is this the best you've ever served? And also, how important will it be for you to continue that trend against Angie Kerber in the round of 16, who's a notably good returner?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I would say this is the best I feel on my serve, but honestly, every time I play on grass, my serve feels pretty good, just because, the court's faster, so some balls that, might not be on non-returnable actually is, and same with aces. But yeah, I think especially my next match will be important to have a high first serve percentage because Angie, she's a great player, great returner, and does well on grass and does well on all surfaces, but especially grass. So I think that will be important for my next match.
Willie.
Hi, Coco. Willie from ESPN.
Hello.
What are your thoughts elaborating on Angie Kerber, and what memories do you have of seeing her win Wimbledon?
Yeah, I mean, she's a really nice person off the court. And I remember when she won Wimbledon, and I don't know, I guess it was a win that a lot of people weren't expecting at the time. But I mean, she did it, so she obviously knows what it takes to win at this level. She also had a great win last week in Germany. So I think, to be honest, I'm just going to go out there and play free. I don't feel any pressure myself. I hadn't felt any pressure on myself at all. And my dad told me today, I matched my result from 2019. So now should just be even being able to play even freer. But I know it's going to be a tough match. She's going to make a lot of balls in the court and make a lot of good shots. And she's a great player, so I'm just going to go out there and try my best and hopefully come out on top.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Akatasuki.
Hi, this is
Hello.
Aki from Smash Magazine. of Japan. I want to ask you about the Olympics. At the previous press conference, you talked about your mom, how she was dreaming of participating in the Olympics. So can you talk a little bit more about that? Was your mom, close to some like a specific Olympics, or have you ever talked about the possibility of playing for the Olympics? So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, my mom, I mean, she ran track. Unfortunately, she wasn't fast enough to make the Olympics, but she did compete in the Junior Olympics, which is something I didn't, wasn't able to do. So she has that on me. We always try to compete in every way, wow, how. But no, like that's what made the decision, I guess, super easy for me to play the Olympics, because I just every 4 years growing up glued to the TV watching all the events, stuff that you probably, or at least my family, normally didn't watch, like swimming or gymnastics. Well, my mom was a gymnast, so she likes to do gymnastics, but watching, I don't know, just something about the Olympics that I just loved, and like, I don't know, I never really thought to see myself as an Olympian. I always thought my dream was always to win Grand Slams, and I don't know, I remember growing up that I just never thought that I would make the team, or especially make it so early. So it's super special that I'm able to go, and I'm excited to go to Tokyo. And I honestly don't know what to expect, because I've never been to the Olympics before, but I'm going to start asking the players who went some questions, and the things I should do. I know that some people like to trade pens, all the traditions I need to learn about, because I never had any insight to someone being in the Olympics. So it's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Howard.
Hi, Coco.
Hello.
Howard Fendrich, AP. What, if you can think back to a couple years ago at Wimbledon, making the fourth round, what would you say was the best advice that you received from anybody, a player, one of your parents, a friend, after that experience that has helped you stay at a level where now you've reached the quarterfinals at the French last year and are back last month, and are now back in the fourth round at Wimbledon?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the best advice I received, I don't know, there's a couple, but one of them was actually from Mrs. Obama, and that was it's okay to say no to some things. Afterwards, I got requests from everyone, every which while, and I found myself like not being able to keep up, because I really went from not being known and then to everybody wanting something. So she told me it was okay to say no. So that's one thing that I guess helped my mentality and me emotionally and mentally off the court. And on court, I guess the best advice I received, because I am really hard on myself, which pretty much every athlete is. That's good. They're hard on themselves, but it's also, told me that, you got to give yourself a pat on the back sometimes when you do something good. And that's probably, even though it's such a simple thing, it's something that really stuck with me, because when I start to like look back on my matches and look back on the film, I did notice that I wasn't always as positive to myself as I can be on the court.
And sorry, I didn't hear if you said who gave you that advice about the patting yourself up?
It was another player, but I'm not gonna say who.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Moritz Lang.
Maybe Roger Federer. Coco. Moritz Lang, Sky Sport Germany. You're meeting for the very first time, Angelique and you. I talked to her about that fact, and I find it quite interesting that she said, well, you kind of expect something, and then you get something completely different sometimes on the court. Is it like that if you meet for the very first time with other players?
To be honest, I haven't really thought about it like that. I feel like for me, I'm just so early in my career that pretty much everyone I play is a first timer. So I haven't really thought about it like that. But I don't know. I mean, every match, when it comes to scouting reports, I always get like a basis of, what your opponent likes to do. But for me, I prefer to just go out there and figure it out, because, you're a different player, especially if you haven't played them before. So you don't know how they're going to play you. How they play someone else may be different on how they play you. So you just kind of have to feel it out in the match.
Chris Cleary, please.
Coco, hi.
Hi.
Today you're on the same court with Roger. Roger's on after you. Do you take note of that? How much pride do you take in sort of like being able to be out the court when Roger's out there playing? And what kind of influence would you say he's had on you at this stage of your career and things he might have helped you with?
Yeah, I definitely take note of that. Part of my reason I was so nervous in my second round match on Sinners because I saw that he was following me again. And then today I wasn't really nervous going in. I don't know why I was so nervous on my second round, but yeah, I do definitely take note. It's pretty cool to. I don't know. I like to think of it as opening up for him. How concerts they have like a big artist and then a smaller artist come before them. That's what I kind of like to think of it. So that's pretty cool. And Roger, yeah, I think he has a big influence on my mentality on and off the court. He's always someone that I can go and talk to if I need advice. And he's such a class act and someone that I looked up to. And it's super nice that I'm able to open up for him. I guess that's the right terminology I'll use. And hopefully, if I can keep opening up for him, and hopefully we can keep winning to the end.
And Coco, is it important for you to be as much of a class act in your career as he has been in his?
I want to be the best role model that I can be. I don't know, me and Roger and I have completely different personalities. He's older than me and I'm part of a different generation. So, I definitely look up to him and want to be like him, but I also want to be myself. So, I don't think I'm ever gonna, be the person that he is because he's Roger, I'm Coco. But definitely I do take part and try to model my behavior after him in the way that he is on and off the court.
And we will take a final question from Chris.
Hey, Coco, earlier you talked about not feeling pressure out there so you can play free. I'm curious, a lot of players try to not feel pressure and play free, but not all of them succeed. So for you, is it really that you see it that you're 17, you got nothing to lose, or does it take a little bit of work to get there and to get that freedom on court?
Honestly, it just depends on the match. My first round, I wasn't nervous at all. I didn't feel any pressure. In my second round, playing on center court, I felt a lot of pressure. Felt that like it was important that I needed to win. And then today, I didn't feel pressure. So it goes, to be honest, match by match. But I think, everyone feels pressure. But I think that I've found a good way for me to help deal with it, and I try to take my place somewhere else, not at Wimbledon and not on center court, somewhere where I'm like at home or on a practice court, trying to make the setting seem less stressful. I mean, at the end of the day, the courts are the same, the lines are the same. Obviously, around it is different, but we're still hitting a yellow ball. So I try to think of it like that. But it's difficult sometimes. You're not going to always feel free on the court, but I try my best to, when I notice myself getting nervous, I try my best to kind of calm myself down.
Thank you. We will end the press conference there. Have a good evening.
Thank you.